Hi.
Hello.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Brad.
And I'm a travel agent specializing in Disney vacations. And today we're going to talk to you about FastPass tips, tricks, and our picks for which ones you should book.
So stay tuned. What is the FastPass Plus system?
So FastPass Plus is exclusive to DisneyWorld only, and you pretty much pre-book all your Fast Passes. A lot of people ask me, does this cost extra? Like Universal has kind of like unlimited express passes where you pay extra. This does not cost anything, and everybody gets pre-book 3 Fast Passes per park day of your visit. Yes. So we're going to kind of talk about what FastPass options you have for each park, our picks, and our tips and tricks.
We are going to basically go park by park, explain what has a FastPass or what are FastPass attractions, explain the tier system, explain everything, but park by park. One of the things to note about FastPass Plus that's very different from the FastPass system you're used to at Disneyland is the vast majority of rides are part of the FastPass Plus system. Almost every attraction is. That's very different than Disneyland. Only select attractions are there. Far more are at Disney World. So you can really, and you know why they're doing that is it helps you to plan your day before you get there. Disney World is so big. It's so all-encompassing. It can be overwhelming. But what's nice about the FastPass Plus system is it allows you to pre-plan your day, figure out, okay, am I sleeping in? Are we going to the parks late? Are we going to the parks early? And maximizing all of your time when you're at the parks.
Yeah. Let's just start with Animal Kingdom.
I
love that park.
Oh, I just love Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And it just keeps getting better.
Yeah, it does. It's awesome.
Because just recently they added, obviously, Pandora in the last year and a half. But that has a lot to talk about. So let's talk about how the tier system works.
So basically at, certain parks, with the exception of Magic Kingdom, all of the other parks are tiered. So you can pick one from the first category, and then you can pick 2 others from the second category. So it's like A and then B separated.
So let's talk about what is Tier 1 at Animal Kingdom.
So in Tier 1, they have Navi River Journey and Avatar Flight of Passage.
That's it.
Yeah. And those are the most popular right now.
It makes sense because your wait for those are 2, 3, 4 hours long.
I don't know if Navi is that long, but the Flight of Passage definitely
Well, Navi can be over 2 hours. There's lots of times it's over 2 hours.
I don't think it's worth it for that long.
Either.
No. And then B, so the
all
ones
of your
that
other attractions.
All of the other attractions you can pick 2 of. Yes. So those include Expedition Everest, Dinosaur, Primeval Whirl, Cali River Rapids, Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo the Musical, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Disney's Pals Adventure Outpost, Rivers of Light, and Up a Great Bird Adventure.
Okay.
Obviously, the first one we would recommend getting for that is the Flight of Passage.
Now, Flight of Passage is one of the most incredible experiences I've ever... It's maybe the neatest ride I've ever been on in my life.
It's pretty cool.
I think a lot of people think, well, it's just going to be like another Soarin', in the sense that it is emotion, but it's
you think
so
it's virtual
much
reality or whatever those goggles are. I get personally really sick from, Star Tours and different ones like that, but this one does not make me very sick at all. And not even little tiny bit, but I'm super sensitive to motion.
But it's just
awesome. It's worth it.
It's all encompassing. The way it plays with your senses. When you're sitting on the animal, you can actually feel it breathing underneath you.
That's cool.
It's incredible. But there's a reason it has 3+ hour waits. It's that good, and it is that new. Now, when you're talking about your secondary there, for me, and it's again, it comes down to your preferences and your personality.
What you'll enjoy.
I would. Though, if you've never been to Animal Kingdom, you've got to get yourself a Kilimanjaro Safari. I think it is the pinnacle experience of the Animal Kingdom to go and to see all of these animals in a habitat that is so natural to them. Just there's nothing like it, and it is what Animal Kingdom is all about.
Yeah, I love Kilimanjaro Safaris. I always recommend that for guests. And then the third one to book, that's a tough one.
I mean, I would again, if you've never been there, you've got to do Expedition Everest. I think that's killer. But then all of those other shows,
I would probably recommend that. I know a lot of people that were kind of worried because of like, you know, it being a coaster and stuff. I don't think it's that bad of a coaster. But
it depends who you are. I mean, it's one of the bigger coasters at Disney World. I don't have a problem with it. You don't, and you get sick pretty easily.
And I'm scaredy cat. Like, I don't want to go on any rides.
Beyond that, there's so many, like, if you're not really a coaster person, there's so many experiences there, it's hard to even say. Two amazing shows in The Lion King and in Finding Nemo. What's funny is a lot of people love The Lion King. We are Finding Nemo people. It's a Broadway level quality show.
Well, and we fast passed that one time, and the thing we loved about it was that you get reserved seating right next to the stage.
Right
so it's kind like, I love seeing the actors and being up close there. So to me, that wasn't a waste of a fast pass, but you can still get in there without having a fast pass. So it just depends. Do you want like closer up, which I really think that Finding Nemo is nicer closer up. I love it.
Some people say that Cali River Rapids or Dinosaur are ones for fast pass.
Those are great too.
They are great rides. I would still say if it's a ride you're really after, I would still go on Expedition Everest first.
Me too.
And the truth about Cali River and about about Dinosaur is, depending on what time of day you hit it, the lineups for those can be pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
So what park are we going to talk about now, Jamie?
Well, let's talk about Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios.
Toy Story. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Group A for Hollywood Studios, you only get to pick one of these. Is Slinky Dog roller coaster, Alien Swirling Saucers, and Toy Story Mania.
So all of the Toy Story land.
All of the Toy Story ones are, because it's so,
and everything else is tier 2.
Yep.
There's a lot of really good rides that are in tier 2.
There is.
Let's talk about that tier 1.
I would do Slinky Dog.
Because it's brand new.
That's the most popular one.
Toy Story Mania is so much fun. Whether you go to it on the West Coast or the East Coast, it's awesome everywhere you go to it. But because of the lineups, because it's a new ride, the Slinky Dog coaster is the way to go.
Slinky Dog is hands down for me.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to do all of them, so make sure for this park to get there early at park opening, rope drop. Get there so you can do all of them in Toy Story Land with, a minimal wait. But, Slinky Dog is the one I would pre-book.
And it is a fantastic ride. A lot of people have been worried that it's just another Barnstormer. It's not. No. It's unique. You'll love it. So I think when it comes to those, tier 1, grab that one.
Yeah. Okay, and what's in tier 2 is so many good options. Star Tours, Tower of Terror, Disney Junior Live on Stage, Frozen Sing-Along, Indiana Jones, Muppet Vision 3D, Voyage of the Little Mermaid, Rockin' Roller Coaster, Beauty and the Beast, Live on Stage, and Fantasmic.
I mean, so many good ones there. It's pretty obvious choices.
Me too.
Tower of Terror every time.
Yes.
It's maybe my favorite ride in all the parks. I absolutely love.
Or Rockin' Roller Coaster. I would.
Rockin' Roller Coaster is great.
Yeah, and Star Tours for sure.
Star Tours is good. It's another motion one. It can make you sick.
But it gets longer waits, too.
It does get longer waits.
So that's why
that's the other thing. There's other ones that I love on there. Like, to me, Muppet Vision 3D is actually one of my favorite experiences at Hollywood Studios. A lot of people kind of skip over that one. If you love the Muppets at all, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah. But you can usually just walk on. No point to throw a fast pass.
Well, and same with Disney Junior Live.
Indiana
if you use
Jones.
a fast pass for that one, you get into the mass queue. Ahead of everyone, but you're still sitting in the same area. You know what I mean?
I would say fast passes, if you're looking to avoid lines, Jamie's 100% right. It's Tower of Terror, it's Rockin' Roller Coaster, and it's Star Tours. And to me, Tower of Terror, number 1, because that can not only get long, it can become incredibly slow, because sometimes one of the different elevator chutes can stop working, and then that even backs up the line worse. And that does happen quite a bit. I would always fast pass Tower of Terror.
Yeah, Tower of Terror is awesome.
So I think we're on our third park, which we know what it's going to be. It's going to be Epcot.
Epcot. I think it's actually, in my opinion, the weakest of the fast passes to book with the way it's tiered right now.
Well, and because Epcot from an attractions as far as rides is probably the weakest of the 4 parks.
Yeah, and once they open like some of the newer like the Guardians of the Galaxy,
when you get Guardians of the Galaxy,
change.
And you get,
that's going to be on tier 1, and then they're probably going to
knock
Ratatouille
down in there.
Yeah,
there's a lot coming to Epcot that's going to make that really shine.
Yeah.
So let's talk about tier 1.
Okay, so tier 1 has Test Track.
Yeah.
Illuminations.
Yeah.
Frozen Ever After.
Okay.
Soarin' and the Character Spot.
This is really tough because it's very dependent on kind of where your family's at. Like for us, we've got 2 6-year-olds and a 2-year-old daughter. So in all likelihood, we would do Frozen Ever After because that gets the longest rides. Now, what would I rather have?
Longest waits.
Longest waits. Sorry, longest rides.
But honestly, Frozen Ever After is probably my favorite because it is tradition now for our family to go on it and take a picture of Claire scared out of her mind on it.
Every year.
It's
wonderful.
Yeah. So
and it is a good ride, but it does have the longest waits.
Yeah, but Test Track and Soarin' get really long waits too.
Test Track as well, and Soarin'.
So it's hard. Like it just depends what your family is really into. If you're not a fan of Frozen,
no,
don't book Frozen.
In fact, I would say, in all likelihood, if your kids are older than kind of that 8-9 years old, you're probably looking at Test Track is what you're going to be going for. And
then if you're just doing adults, you might just want to do Soarin'.
I guess. To me, Soarin', although tier 1, I like Soarin'. It's fine. It's in priorities, though. Those other 2 come way before it. Tier 2. What's in tier 2?
Okay, tier 2 has Figment, Spaceship Earth, Seas with Nemo, Turtle Talk with Crush, Mission Space, Living with the Land, and Pixar short films. Is it worth it for these ones?
What's the one that puts you in the ship and makes you feel like you're going to outer space?
Mission Space.
If you've never done it, especially now that there's both the green and the orange and the red options.
No, Mission Space is worth it.
I think that one is.
That's a standout for me.
If you've never been to Epcot, I would say Spaceship Earth, just because early in the morning.
You're going inside the ball.
And
the sphere.
You're going inside Spaceship Earth. If you hit it right in the morning, you don't need a fast pass, but the lines do get long as the day goes on, longer than those other rides that are in there. And I think it's kind of a classic that you need. Oh, exactly. That's why I would use a fast pass on it, because you don't really need it on the other ones. There's some great attractions there. Yeah. Turtle Talk with Crush, if you have kids, is fantastic. Yeah, but I just think if you're trying to be strategic about your fast passes, those are the only 2 that ever have waits of those. Yeah. The rest of them you can more or less, unless you're at like a really crazy day, the rest of those you can more or less walk on. The Big Kahuna.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom.
Now, I think that if you just do one day there, you don't have enough to book all the fast passes. You need to budget 2 days there because there's so many good rides that it's not enough. You can't pre-book enough, to do all the awesomeness that's there.
No, there's no tiers there,
which is nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
So you can just book. There's just 3 best ones available.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's available at Magic Kingdom for fast passes. So Barnstormer, Big Thunder Mountain, Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, Dumbo, Enchanted Tales with Belle, The Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, Jungle Cruise, Mad Tea Party, also known as the Teacups, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Meet Ariel in Her Grotto, Meet Mickey Mouse, Meet Tinkerbell, Mickey's PhilharMagic, Monsters Inc. Help me out with that one. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. There we go. Peter Pan's Flight, Pirates of the Caribbean, Cinderella and Elena, Rapunzel and Tiana, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, Tomorrowland Speedway, and Under the Sea with Ariel.
So you see what we were talking about, where it's very different than Disneyland. Virtually everything has a fast pass here, but you can only pick 3 to start your day.
Yeah.
Now,
it's hard.
There's so much we can say, and we'll get a little more into it when we talk about kind of strategies and tips and tricks.
Yeah.
But if you're talking, what are the things that get the longest lines while you're at Disney World? I think there's no question there's 3. It's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Hands down, you got to get that one. That one will book up really quick.
If you want to see it, otherwise you're going to be waiting 2 or more hours.
Yeah.
Peter Pan's Flight. is another one that...
It's so old, but it still gets huge weights.
I don't get it.
I don't like. I like it.
It's cute. It's nice. I don't get why
it's a classic.
But why is it longer than Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah,
why is it
it's
longer
crazy
than
that Well, Winnie the Pooh's kind of like more. I think appeals to preschoolers, maybe, or little. Like
there is a nostalgia factor, but if you're talking about just the quality of a dark ride, like Little Mermaid's a better ride. It's nice. It's fine, but again,
but it's worth it. If you've never been, you have to go
do
on
it. It's a classic.
You have to.
But again, so Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan, Flight, and then the other one would be Space Mountain, I think. If you're talking about wait times, I'm not saying that would be those are the three I would pick for just myself on a day there. Those are the ones that are, I think, if you are worried about avoiding lines, those are the longest lines of the day.
Yep. Well,
those are longer.
He's not wrong.
Those are longer than Splash. It's longer than Pirates. It's longer than Thunder.
Yeah. Honorable mentions, though, if some of those don't interest you, or if you're doing a second day, so maybe book those ones on your first day or whatever. You want to get Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, and Enchanted Tales with Belle. Enchanted Tales with Belle gets really long. I know.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You said Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Yeah.
Before Pirates and before Jungle Cruise.
100%. Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Because Enchanted Tales with Belle is newer. It gets longer waits. It does.
I disagree. Well, I mean, again, there's no necessarily right answer here. This is the thing. You what we prefer.
If you have a little princess and she wants to meet Cinderella or something,
I would put Haunted Mansion.
You fast pass those princesses. If that's what you want. It's all about you.
So let's talk tips and tricks.
Okay, tip number 1 is to be aware of the solo rider line. Because if you are a family with teenagers or just adults going, or you're going by yourself, you probably want to utilize the solo rider line instead of pre-booking fast passes for those solo rides.
Yeah, and do both, right? So okay, so these rides are solo rides.
I'm not going to book a fast pass.
But these ones aren't, so I'm going to book fast
Exactly, because they're so fast loading. Now, the thing with solo rider lines is you are going to be paired up probably with another family. You're not going to get to ride with your family or the other people you are with. You will be separated because it's for, to kind of fill up the loading areas or the cart. There's not that many rides that offer
What are the solo rides?
So Rock and Roller Coaster, Test Track, and Expedition Everest.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all.
Those are all ones that are good, to have fast passes for. So that's nice. You can save a fast pass then in those places and still get on those rides really quickly if you're willing to do a solo.
Totally worth it.
Great tip, Jamie.
Thank you. Tip number 2 is stay on property. Because you are going to get to do your fast pass selections at 60 days before, and off-property guests only get 30 days before. So I guarantee you, by the time your 30-day window comes up for off-property guests,
Flight of Passage,
gone. Slinky Dog,
gone.
Seven Dwarfs,
gone.
Even Alien Saucers,
gone.
They're going to be gone, right? Even if you're going at a lower season, it's likely going to be gone. Now, you need to know too, some Good Neighbor hotels do participate in the 60-day window now. That was kind of a new update recently. So there is select Good Neighbor hotels that do participate in that. Tip number 3. Just keep swimming.
Okay, what does that mean?
It's Dory.
No, I know.
Just keep swimming.
I don't do a lot of swimming at Disney. I do a lot of walking.
You know what? It means keep on going. Just keep on trying, because if you cannot get a fast pass for, let's say, Flight of Passage, Seven Dwarfs, one of those really hard to get. Keep on checking back, because people will modify, people will cancel their fast passes, they'll just change days, and you can pick them up. So I've had people, they'll just check periodically throughout the day, and they will pick up those really hard to get ones. So just keep trying.
Absolutely.
Keep swimming. Tip number 4 is, if you really want the Slinky Dog or the Flight of Passage, those ones are the hottest ones. You want to probably consider putting those park days at the end of your stay. Because everyone who's checked in before you has had an opportunity already to book up, their time, because your window opens at 60 days for the duration of your stay until you check out. So, anyone who's checked in before you has had opportunities. So sometimes Flight of Passage might not be available at the beginning of your trip if your Animal Kingdom day is at the first part, but towards the end, there might be more availability. So, if those are priorities for you to get those fast passes, then consider moving your park days for those hard to get rides to the end.
Another great tip.
Thank you. Okay, so next we are going to talk about FastPass Plus strategies. Strategies. Yeah. So strategies, it really depends on the family, right? Because there's not going to be one cookie cutter option for everyone. One thing that a lot of people like to do is book their fast passes first thing in the morning from park opening and then one after another. And
the reason they do that is because even though you're only allowed to book 3 beforehand, is as you use those up, you can book more later in the day.
Yeah, so you can book through the app or at the FastPass kiosks that are throughout the park. You can book one more after you've used up the 3. And you can keep on booking another one as you use the one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can book another one, then you use it, and then you can book another one, and you can keep on booking and getting fast passes.
Park close.
No, until the fast passes are gone. Which, if it's a busy time, they might be out.
They might be out early.
4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, right?
But this is a good strategy if you have people that are willing to get up really early, get there at the crack of dawn when the park's open.
The biggest negative with this is really that...
what's available?
What's available? What do you mean by that?
Well, when you book your so many of the good fast passes are booked 30, 60 days out. Yeah. So oftentimes, even if you get there, book your fast pass windows right in the morning before 11 a.m., you've used them up, you go to grab the next one, and all that's left is Autopia or
Autopia?
What's the car one in Tomorrowland?
What?
The car one where you're just in the little car.
Tomorrow's Speedway?
Speedway, yeah.
Why are you calling it Autopia?
That's what it is at Disneyland, or at least at some point it was. But anyways, all that's left usually is stuff that's easy to walk on anyways.
Yeah, for Animal Kingdom, I've seen Dinosaur pop up later.
Yeah, there can be some good ones.
But you're not going to get a Flight of Passage.
Yeah, it's tough
later in the day.
Yeah, you don't expect that. Our strategy is usually not to do that. Usually we book our fast passes right around the time when the parks are starting to get full. So we're looking for fast passes between 11 and 3.
Yeah.
And the reason we do that is when, usually if you arrive in the morning, because there will be days our kids are up early, it's our first day, we're excited, we get to the park, our fast passes are around noon and into the afternoon, but in the morning, there's not a lot of lines, and so we jump on Pirates of the Caribbean, or we get on...
Seven Dwarfs even, with
or we
a
walk
20-minute wait.
Or we walk onto the Laugh floor at... and you do some of those things, and then you do your fast passes, and then you... After you've used your 3 fast passes, then try and see, okay, is there something I haven't had a chance to do yet that might not be the most exciting thing? But oftentimes you will find a Haunted Mansion or something of that nature.
You definitely can get on those high, Flight of Passage, pretty much from park opening 2-hour wait.
Yes.
But the other rides you'll have, if you get there early in the morning, the early bird gets the worm with that. You can just walk on pretty much a lot of rides.
So true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. We hope this helps as you begin to plan your next Disney World vacation. But truth be told, easiest way to plan your next Disney vacation is get a travel agent that specializes in Disney vacations like Jamie. Her services are completely free. She even will do your FastPass planning with you and for you if that would be what you want. So you can contact her today for a free quote. And again, her services are free even after the free quote. Her email is jamie@clickthemouse.ca and her website is
www.clickthemouse.ca/Jamie.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. We so appreciate all of your support. Take a moment, like this, comment, let us know, what are your favorite rides? What do you like to do fast passes on? We love having that interaction, those comments with you. It's really, really fun. Subscribe, hit that bell button, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.